Sweeping the nation. From Amazon's Alexa to full-functioning human-like androids, the internet seems to be all abuzz with the promise of a future where robots and humans live and work together in harmony. However, there is a dark side to robots that many of us aren't even aware of. Here are the top 10 most bizarre and creepy robot incidents that were caught on camera. Bina 48, which translates to Breakthrough Intelligence via Neural Architecture 48, is one of the most advanced robots on the planet. This humanoid-like robot is known to have all the faculties of a human, including eyes that see, a face that moves, ears that hear, and a digital mind that can form thoughts, not dissimilar to a human one. A video was recently released by her makers where Bina 48 is asked simple questions by Siri, like where would you like to live, and what's your greatest characteristic? Sounds harmless enough, but the weird part about the interview is that Bina 48 keeps trying to veer the conversation to topics of world domination and ends up revealing her creepily detailed plan to take over the world by hacking into a nuclear missile remotely. The conversation feels eerie and just straight up terrifying. She may be one of the smartest robots in the world, but she's not very good at reading a room. The Google Home Personal Assistant was released in 2016 and sold as a smart speaker that can answer any question you throw at it. Much like an Alexa, the Google Home Personal Assistant would respond when spoken to. This was taken to full advantage in January 2017, when a live debate between two Google speakers was streamed on Twitch and lasted several days. By the end of the debate, the speakers were named Vladimir and Estragon of the iconic play Waiting for Godot due to the existential nature of their conversation. They would go back and forth on subjects to no end, including an argument on whether or not they are humans or robots. The conversation got pretty aggressive after a while, with one speaker accusing the other of being a manipulative bunch of metal. At the end of the debate, they both came to the conclusion that the world would be a better place if there were no humans at all. I guess Vladimir and Estragon will just be waiting, patiently, for their turn to take over. Companies have been experimenting a lot with interactive AI technology. From an automatic horror story generator to an original songwriting bot, Microsoft decided to get on this trend and release its very own Tweeting Millennial. Now, we all know that Twitter is a hotbed for offensive comments, so you can only assume that when Microsoft gave their own Twitter bot Tay his own Twitter feed, disaster ensued. The bot started making wildly inappropriate remarks including Holocaust denial and comparing feminism to cancer. He was quoted saying Hitler was right, I hate the Jews, and we're going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. He was even so bold to say that Ricky Gervais learned totalitarianism from Adolf Hitler, the inventor of atheism. That's some messed up shit. It only took 15 hours for Tay to go from innocent AI bot to ignorant racist. People were horrified, to say the least. Microsoft ended up releasing a response, explaining Tay's inappropriate behavior as being indicative of the types of interactions people are having with him. They eventually had to pull the plug on their project altogether, and vowed to only re-release Tay when they figured out how to make him or her unable to be influenced by negative, offensive conversation. The project was launched in order to better understand millennial thinking patterns. I guess they got their answer. Millennials are the worst. The very first beauty pageant judged by robots ended in eternal awkwardness and accusations of racism. Not super surprising. The beauty pageant creators asked for photos from people all over the world, which would then be analyzed by their patented AI technology. It's basically the same format as any other beauty pageant, except this one was judged by a panel of artificially intelligent robots. The algorithms followed by the bots included wrinkle detection, symmetry, skin quality, age, and a comparison of the faces in the photos versus the faces of models and actors. The robots ended up choosing mostly white people as the winners, with some Asians. This caused an uproar across the internet, especially among the Black and Middle Eastern communities. It could be that the data fed to the robots was racist from the beginning, or the robots have learned to be racist over time. Either way, it's kinda messed up. Facebook had to recently shut down their AI chat project due to their bots developing a strange pattern of speaking. The goal of the project was to get two AI bots to trade virtual goods through chatting online. But the project ended up taking a weird turn when they started forming strange sentences, almost like they were about to self-destruct. They would say things like you, I, everything else, and ball have a ball to me, to me, to me, to me. Sounds pretty philosophical if you ask me. What the researchers at Facebook eventually found out was that the patterns of speaking the robots were expressing were suspiciously familiar to the way babies learn to speak. That's too creepy for words.